squat that top. Remember? Yeah, I'm drinking Voodoo Ranger. Exactly. I'm drinking the real good one, the Imperial IPA, 9.0 alcohol by volume. 9.0, motherfuckers. I don't know. I don't think about Brad's garden. Unless Brad's going to grow some good tomatoes and the Taco Queen is going to make me spaghetti. I don't care. Is it normal to squat more than deadlift? Absolutely. I think that's kind of when a beginner lifter is always going to be able to deadlift more than he can squat. You know, and I'm not, if you're squatting properly, if you're squatting to depth, meaning, close to parallel, a beginner is always going to be able to deadlift. Easier to learn, and technique, it just involves much more just brute strength. In a beginner lifter, what I'm saying, don't confuse it with an advanced lifter. I'm only talking about beginners here. So, as you progress and you get better at squatting, eventually your squat is going to surpass your deadlift. At that point, that's when you could probably say, hey, I'm no longer a beginner. But he can pull 405. You ever do hex bar deadlifts? No. It's gay. Are you talking about a trap bar when you say hex bar? Like those things that go around you? The only time I ever used a trap bar for training was I used it to train for the farmer's walk for the strongman I did. Would you eat Chinese food now? Yeah, I love Asian food. I love ethnic food. Italian food, Mexican food, Thai food. See, I like Thai better than Chinese. And there's really no such thing as Chinese food. I mean, China's so fucking big. There's like 5 different ethnic groups, or at least in China. That's like saying, it's like comparing food in Alabama to. Fuck it. Biden or Bernie? Definitely Biden. Bernie's a goddamn communist. And even though I don't agree with everything Joe Biden says, he still doesn't hate America like Bernie does. And really, my only main problem with Joe Biden is his anti-gun rhetoric, which really is anti-gun. He's just pandering to his base. So I don't see Joe Biden as a gun grabber. I think he really made a blunder when he had that announcement with Beto Cuck O'Rourke, Beto O'Cuck, and said he was going to be his gun grabbing czar. You can't win an election in America appointing a fucking homosexual your gun grabbings are. So, with the gym closed, I just do a little band work at night, walks for cardio. Yeah. Go to the park. You know where they have those stupid fucking exercise trails, and do chin ups and dips. You could maintain almost all your upper body size doing chin ups and dips. So I can only do about 3 chin ups. I can do about 3 sets of 3 chin ups. I can do about 9 chin ups. 3 sets. 3 sets of 3. That's how tough they are when you're over 300 pounds. Push-ups, too many reps. You can get a good pump doing push-ups, but if you're not on a ton of drugs, getting a pump really doesn't do shit. But if you're on gear, yeah, getting a pump is great because you're getting the drugs in your muscles. Ellie is probably DMing Mac Truck right now. Oh, Yay Master sent you DM to avoid all of these problems with Joe Paitaro. You should DM Yay Masters, put an end to this silly feud. So I posted those 2 DMs that I sent to Wesley. You are aware Mac Truck would kick the shit out of you, right? You know, for one thing, I think he's a lot younger than me. Isn't he only about 40? But let me ask you a question. I'm not going to just let him do it. I'm not going to just lay down on the ground and say, give me my beating. You know? I might break his jaw. You know, you can never guarantee who's going to kick someone's ass. Unless the other person just gives up. Remember, being the shorter man in a brawl is a huge disadvantage. And I never said I wanted to fight Wesley. I never said shit. Wesley is the one who's got a problem with everybody else. I just issued an Order 66. I never said shit. I'm not on his page calling him bad names. I'm too Jay. I don't think Mike Tyson is that short. Maybe to some heavyweights. But I wouldn't call Mike Tyson a shrimpy guy. Isn't Mike Tyson like 5'10", 5'11"? I mean, yeah, 5'10", 5'11" is good fighting height. But I'm too old to be fighting anyone. I'm 51 years old. I don't want to be rolling around on the goddamn concrete, getting all fucking scraped up. Big Rob, fucking Lubliner, PJ, Dale. Kalura hates you. Well, that's his prerogative. I've got nothing to say about Andrew Kalura. You know, if I respond to that, anything about it, you can't make people like you. I tried to tell Hamburg that. Yeah, PJ is actually a good dude. What I did was wrong. And you guys want to say I'm a pussy because I'm admitting what I did was wrong to PJ? No, it's not. It's called being a man. I was wrong. I hated that Diana Maybrook so fucking bad that I went too far. I went too far. I started affecting the fucking lives of the people that actually worked at Blackstone, which is wrong. So. For putting some banned substances in supplements. So this coronavirus thing could be the best thing that ever happened to PJ. They might say, hey, we here, pay a fine. Have a nice day. What do you think about Nate being in denial about his hair loss? I don't know. Nate's a young man. That can be devastating for a younger guy. I mean, I'm 51. I don't care when you guys make fun of my hair. You know, I don't. You think I stay up at night worried about my thinning hair and what the trolls are saying about it? No. But Nate's a hell of a lot younger than me, and some young guys really have a problem. What would one day in jail look like for PJ? Well, for one thing, PJ is not going to jail, even if he gets time. He would be going to a federal prison, which is like the type of place Martha Stewart went. Federal prison is nothing like state or county prison, okay? Federal prison is a breeze. Oh. What's up, Kian? You fucking hottie. How drunk are you? I'm on my second beer, you clown. Remember Pearl Harbor. Did you guys see that Andrew released a video with all the outtakes from Vegas? You should do a wellness check on that kid Jared, Jay. He's from Indiana. Yeah, I drove through Plainfield on the way to down here where I'm at. I'm in like southern Indiana. Jared is a lost cause. Look, when you're in your 20s, women can ruin you emotionally because really upstairs, you're not fully grown up yet. That's why young guys, do domestic violence and get thrown in jail or punch a wall and break their fucking hand or take off in their car and get a drunk driving. When you're in your 20s, you're not all there yet. So women can ruin you. So here's my problem with Jared. He let a woman that never even fucked him do that to him. Everyone knows pussy rots the brain. Pussy soaks into your system through your dick or your mouth if you're that lucky, and it eventually makes its way to your brain. And the enzymes in the pussy melt your brain and turn you into a retard. That's why guys in their 20s do such stupid shit. See, as you get older, you build up immunity to that. But Jared never even got the pussy. And he's on camera like cutting himself and hitting himself in the forehead. I can't help that kid. He needs a real I don't know if he needs a psychiatrist. He at least needs a therapist at the bare minimum. I think he's like Asperger's. He's like a extremely high functioning autistic, like not like a Genova. Like he's got a real job, and you know he can live a normal life, but he's just a little touched upstairs. He's not a bad kid, man. He's got the heart of gold. But see, that's the problem. Yeah, I'm in a hotel. That's what. Do you think I would paint my wall blue? Jesus Christ. See, that's the problem with guys that have a heart of gold. They get ruined, man. Ruined. Smash that lamp behind you. oh, Corona will cough. Did the Chinese release the virus to take down the U.S. economy? I don't know. Some of you guys may listen to Savage Nation. I think his name is Dr. Fred Savage, but I was listening to the Savage Nation the other day on the radio, and Savage definitely thinks that virus was weaponized. So we'll see. I don't have shortness of breath, asshole. I'm just fat. Sometimes people are just fat. Shuey, what up, bro? Seven days sober? Good for you, brother. His name, Fred Savage is that little asshole from the Wonder Years. I said the wrong name. Who's Dr. Savage on the Savage Nation Talk Radio? No, don't fucking boycott Chinese restaurants. God, don't even say stupid shit like that. Chinese Americans are good goddamn people. I said at the beginning of this. Chinese Americans, they don't want to hurt nobody. You don't hear about China. Muslim. Oh, coronavirus. Winnie from Wonder Years was hot. I didn't watch that show enough to really know who that was. Would you hit a two-leg takedown on Joe Rogan or what, Jay Masters? What, is Joe Rogan supposed to be a tough guy? I don't know. Seems like a cool dude to me. I don't know why I would want to fight Joe Rogan, but no, I don't think for someone my size, I don't know if going in for a two-legged takedown is a smart move. Is it? I don't know. Oops. Big Rob released the corona. How's Big Rob doing? Has Big Rob flipped out? real life. His brother, his family member, his biological brother called me because the trolls were attacking his business. And he said, man, I haven't talked to Rob in years. You know, Rob just, you can't trust the guy. He said, Rob will stop by and everything will be fine and you'll be getting along. And then 5 days later, Rob will show up screaming and hollering and cocksuckering you, wanting to fight you and telling you why you fucking ruining my family. You know, just all sorts of fucking bullshit. I don't know if that's bipolar or what that is, but I don't know if, well, I guess to be bipolar, he'd have to get depressed. I think Rob just gets manic. Not every manic is bipolar, right? I don't know. I'm not a psychiatrist. I just play one on TV. I'm a psychiatrist to all you fucking losers. And I say losers in a very loving way. So, that little goddamn doctor is Dr. Anthony Fauci is on right now. Dude, these so-called fucking... Dude, I think we should have quarantined the vulnerable people in our population. We should have done the right thing and said, people over 65, you are fucking quarantined. And you know, people that have compromised immune systems, like people with Crohn's or lupus, you are quarantined. We should have protected, and I'm sure there's other, I'm not a doctor, but I'm sure there's other things like lupus where something like the corona could just kill them, literally. We should have quarantined the vulnerable parts of our population and then just gone about life. And the rest of us would have caught the goddamn flu and we would have fucking built up our own natural immunities. By all of us breeding a weaker strain of fucking humans. We're hiding from this fucking virus. We got people like bathing in fucking hand sanitizer, and your immune system needs work. Okay? If your immune system doesn't get a challenge every once in a while, it gets weaker. Okay? Think of it like dogs. Like, I don't know, some of you guys might understand what I'm trying to say. Working dogs. Like a sled dog. If you don't work a working dog, they go fucking nuts. They literally go nuts, and they go insane, and you have to put them down. Your immune system needs work. Otherwise, it just gets weak and goes away, and you'll catch everything. Hand sanitizer is the downfall of fucking the human race. I'm not saying be like Big Lenny, but every once in a while, rub some fucking dirt on it, you know? Jesus Christ. Hand sanitizer and all these disinfectants and this and that. Fuck. You're going to have the immune system of a newborn. Someone who hasn't experienced anything. You want to get a little bit sick every once in a while. Otherwise, when you do get sick, you'll be in the hospital. And I don't get the fucking flu shot. A couple of years ago, I was at I don't know where I was. I was given blood or, I don't know, I was in some kind of medical setting. And this nurse, she's like, well, while we got you here, do you want to get your flu shot? And I said, hell no. I said, She said, stronger. And she said, why don't you just get the flu shot for the elderly and the infants? What? I'm going to voluntarily weaken my immune system to protect weaker segments of our society that if you believe in Darwinism, and the weak elderly, God bless them, but if elderly people are weak, it's really not my problem. Because there's plenty of elderly people that are strong. Look, there's people that are 70 years old, still in the gym, fucking belting out fucking pretty decent amounts of weight for their age. So just because someone is elderly and weak, it's not my problem. Darwinism, it's good to thin the herd. And it's cruel, it's not popular, and really be down on you if you talk about Darwinism and thinning the herd. But it's what kept this planet fucking pure for literally millennia, until we became a pussy society where we started keeping all these weak elderly people alive and all these weak infants alive. And we just it's just, they're the ones that should be sequestered. you know, uh, and I'm all for fucking canceling school because that doesn't hurt the economy. Those little booger eaters, they're the ones that pass it around and then bring it home to their parents, and the parents go to work. And I don't, and you know what? There's another problem with our goddamn country, or the world for that matter. Everyone's all pissed about the schools being closed. What do you do with your booger eaters? Well, go back to 1965, where people got divorced, and before women entered the workforce, you didn't need daycare. It was a better world back then. And I know progressives are going to, if a progressive heard me say that, they'd break out in hives. How can you say it was a better world in 1965? Well, it was. Sorry. Yeah, it's a good thing the booger eaters aren't going to school. That was brilliant. I think Trump could have gotten away with everywhere in the whole motherfucking world and giving Americans 2 weeks to get home. If you can't get home in 2 weeks, you're not getting in. Boom. Should have canceled school, sealed the borders, sequestered the elderly, sequestered, and then the rest of us could have just gone about life as usual. I'm all for protecting the weaker members of our society. If someone's got fucking lupus or Crohn's disease or something else like that, I'd like more examples. I'm sure there are. You know, those are the people that need the help. You know, you know, those are the people that we should be giving money to stay home from work. You know, Big Lenny works in a swingers club where there's germs everywhere. Big black cock hanging out, dripping. You know, Lenny's going to get the same amount of money to stay home from work as someone who has Crohn's or lupus. I don't know. It's just, there's a lot of flaws in this economic bailout. And I'm not putting Lenny down. Lenny doing what he's got to do. Lenny's work is closed for a month. I'm just using that as an example where, Lenny voluntarily works somewhere where there's fucking germs everywhere. Whereas someone with lupus or Crohn's, they could never work there. Fuck. Can't go to a swingers club if you got lupus. Do men get lupus? I hate to sound ignorant, but it's person I've ever talked to, met, heard about, read about that has lupus is a fucking woman. I'm sure men get lupus, but I think it's one of those things that seems to attack women more. I don't know. I don't know any men with lupus. What about rickets? Does rickets only hit the African? Kind of like the sickle cell? I know the sickle cell only hits the Africans. I think white people can get rickets, but I don't think it's very common. I think rickets really just because they live in squalor. I don't have coronavirus, you faggot. I'll tell you what, about 6 weeks ago, I could have had coronavirus. I had a real bad fucking fever for a night. I told you guys that. Okay, Raw Rod's got some good information here. Yes, men can get lupus, but very few. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. And I didn't have any facts. I was just going on, personal experience. No, about 6 weeks ago, I had a real bad fever. I've told you guys this story more than once. Some of you guys that have heard it are getting bored. But I went to bed with my sweats on, top and bottom sweats. And I got under the covers, and I was freezing. You know how a fever is, how bad it sucks. Then I woke up in the middle of the night, and I was just drenched in sweat because I had all those clothes on. But my fever had broke. So I took the goddamn sweats off, went back to bed. Then I had like a nagging cough for like 2 weeks. It wasn't a dry cough like they described with the corona. It was a somewhat wet cough, like I was getting some bullshit from the lungs. But it wasn't real nasty, like. Who the fuck goes to bed in clothes, you murderer? Dude, if you got the flu, you've never gotten under the cover and fucking a tracksuit? You're an idiot. That's how you beat a fever. Is you put on a tracksuit and get underneath a bunch of blankets, you dumb fuck. I don't do Netflix. That's cookie cutter. when when I'm laying down in my truck, resting in my sleeper cab, I listen to Fox News Radio. I Yeah, I'm a real crip. I sure I am. Um, yeah, truck drivers still fucking work. Thoughts on Victor Conte and the Balco scandal? I really don't know shit about that. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind getting some of those gummies that fucking A-Rod was doing. What drug was A-Rod? What drug were they putting in those gummies? Was that like methyltren or methyl testosterone? Something just super fast acting that would be out of your system in a few hours? Methyltren scares the fuck out of me, man. Ugh. A fucking compound that goddamn evil, putting it in an oral. Ugh. Yeah, A-Rod was doing gummies, like gummy bears, but they had the drug in them. You guys haven't heard of the gummies that A-Rod was doing? Jesus Christ. Was on the collagen stack with his injuries. Oh, Lefty Nero, what cycle you on now? I will tell you. Um, I was doing test, Deca, and Equipoise, and I thought the orals I had were Turinabol, but I posted a picture of the Turinabol I had, and one of you loyal fans told me that they saw something on the internet where someone had those particular Turinabol tested, and it wound up being Winstrol, and it really makes sense because the last time I did a T-ball cycle, the exact same lab, by the end of the cycle, my joints were killing me, and I didn't think T-ball did that. So I think I got Winstrol pills, and that makes sense. You know, Winstrol is so easy to get on the black market, whereas Turinabol is going to be more difficult. Just throw a Turinabol label on some Winnie, and people are going to get decent gains. So a cheaper, easier to get gear. I just said I'm on Test, Deca, and Equipoise, you clown. Of course I've tried Test and Deca. Test and Deca is like one of the oldest cycles in the world. But I add EQ to everything. Like my philosophy is if I do Test, Deca, and EQ, I don't need to do as much Test and Deca. And EQ doesn't have any side effects except a high hematocrit. You just got to go give blood, which I haven't done in a long time. D-ball, I got 20 of them at 10 milligram a pill. How should I take them? I guess do one a day for 20 days. That'd be a great way to start out a cycle. The game. It has very, very little anabolic qualities. It's almost 100% androgenic. It's great for like MMA or boxing or wrestling or track and field, where you want aggression, but you don't want to put on any body weight. D-ball is supposed to be a great pre-workout. I personally think Winstrol orals are a great pre-workout too. Just the mental. I remember, and I'm not talking about the Turinabol I have right now that I think is Winstrol. When I was actually doing Winstrol orals, just the fucking psychological factor of swallowing a couple Winstrol pills pre-workout, the psychological edge is fucking incredible. Because Winstrol has such a great reputation as being a great drug for sports. Ever since Ben Johnson ran a 9.79 in the 1988 Olympics and beat Carl Lewis. So you just get in that mode. You know, you pop a couple of Winstrols pre-workout, and you start thinking, I'm on the same shit Ben Johnson was. You get in that mode. Get a little skip in your step. If you want better joints, take MK677. I don't like the way MK677 makes me feel. And it makes me hold water, which is probably from the growth hormone release. I just gave you my thoughts on halotestin. Somewhere where you got to make a weight class, and you can't afford to make, and you can't afford to gain weight. I took 30 mg D-ball a few years ago before beating the living shit out of a guy who called me a retard. Now that guy got tuned by a retard. Bet that stings. Why are you, so you're a real retard? I don't get it. A lot of people in Florida rave about EPO. I don't get it. I wouldn't touch EPO with a fucking 10-foot stick. All EPO does is create a massive increase in red blood cell count. That's why endurance cyclists like Lance Armstrong love that shit. Because if you're going to run the Tour de France, you want red blood cells. So you take EPO. Shit, I get enough red blood cells out of just doing goddamn equipoise. I go give blood. I'm giving red blood cells away. I'm not going to take something like EPO that's going to make my health worse. And I've heard that bodybuilders now on the pro level, like at the Arnold and the Olympia level, are actually taking EPO because they can increase their stage weight with blood weight. Now, think about that for a second, folks. You're in a dehydrated state. You got your body fat down about 4%. And don't tell me they're 3, because at 3 they would die. They're about 4. You got your body fat right at the level of where you die. You got your dehydration right at about the level of where you die. And then you want to gain blood weight to increase your stage weight? That's like I don't get it. That's why bodybuilding has turned into a fucking just it doesn't make sense. I refuse to even care about bodybuilding at the Arnold or the Olympia level, because these guys are like walking. Yeah, blood weight? Really? Blood weight. You don't want blood weight. That's what gives you a stroke. I actually, I go to, now, sometimes I give blood, but every once in a while, I do something called a double cell donation. where they take twice as much blood, but they spin it and they keep the red blood cells, and then they put the clear shit back in your arm. What's it called? The clear shit. I'm at a loss for words after 3 beers. All right, I'm running out of time, cocksuckers. All right, we got 3 people, 4 people. I'm still trying to build this account. If you guys could send out some invites to join this live, I'd appreciate it. Donkey Kong is in the house. Where'd Dale Chance be at? Oh. Whoa. Tiger Fitness and DM it to me. I will order 66 Tiger Fitness on my other account. But you got to make it nice and easy for me. I hate Mark Lubliner. We got to build this account. I can't build this account without you people. What's going on lately? It seems crazy, man.
Hey, what's up, Raw Rod? Yeah, we need to turn the heat up on Mark Lubliner. Bully, most lives are dead at the moment, mate. Yeah, I don't get it. Most, no, Raw Rod, my live did not get cut early. I just didn't tell you guys had the countdown coming. Actually, what I've heard is that municipalities are limiting Wi-Fi to keep people in their house, to keep people from going out to get free Wi-Fi. The government is shutting down Wi-Fi. So if you don't have internet in your house, you're fucked. I don't need the blue cup. I'm in a hotel room, cocksucker. Screen shows 6 right now. I got the week. I got. Listen, Donkey Kong, you cocksucker. Aren't I allowed to have the fucking weekend off? Jesus Christ. Truckers can't work 7 days a week. That isn't safe. You gotta unwind, man. It's up to 8, but I'm probably gonna end this pretty quick. Yeah, I can go live on my other account, but even my other account didn't hit 100. I'm trying to build this account. You ever got poop on your wang? No. I'm on my 6th beer or 7th beer. All right, kids. I'm gonna quit this. We got 11 people. It's just not working out.